Hey guys, it's Tim, and welcome to our new channel, BelowTimsPuppetPals. This channel is only about behind-the-scenes stuff, shout-outs, and all this stuff that have kind of been clogging up our main channel. So we made this channel to kind of, I guess, free up our main channel. So only our main videos will be on Tim's Puppet Pals channel, and then everything else will kind of leak over onto this channel. But first, I wanted to do kind of a tutorial on puppeteering, because I've never done one before, and I've kind of looked on YouTube, and there weren't too many to actually pick from, so I figured, hey, why don't I just do one? I'm obviously have my own style. Everyone's going to have their own style of puppetry, and there's very numerous ways of doing it and different styles, so no one way is correct. I'll just kind of share what I do. A lot of puppeteers have two sticks for the hands. As you've probably seen most of our videos, I only use one stick. Just because, for me, it looks a lot more natural. A lot of people don't, if I take the puppet off, the Muppet with two hands kind of is like this, or like this, and that's not really a natural way of doing it. More people do use one hand and the other one just kind of rests, or you kind of, whenever you use two hands, it's really dramatic, and not often, you just don't usually do two hands. So it looks a lot more natural with one, and it's a lot more free, and you have a lot more control with one, and you can do a lot more. So most of my puppets I use one stick, some I don't use any. As for example, puppets that have no sticks on them, I will use just, mostly do a lot of head motions and a lot more animated, like, hello, I'm Belfla. I am also from the pesky butterfly tube. I don't know that voice right now. Oh, you got, there's so many voices. But really the key with puppetry, I guess to start off, is just make sure that they're believably alive. You have to kind of believe they're alive yourself. If you want the audience to think they're alive, you have to actually get in the puppet's head what you think they're thinking. So what I would do, when I was, I think, 15, when I kind of got into this, I have a lot of siblings, so I would do a lot of puppet shows for my siblings, and I noticed that what made them laugh most of all was when I was laughing. If I found something funny, then they would. But the key is with a puppet is you do want to make sure they're alive. They're walking, bob them. But also syllables are key. So when you open a mouth of a puppet, when we talk, our lips do a lot more action than the puppet's going to be able to do, because they don't have control over their lips. So we're going to have to make that work. So what you're going to want to do is every syllable open the mouth. So if you want to pick like a song to practice on, kind of do like twinkle, twinkle, little star. So on little, I open it twice. Little, that's two syllables. And on one syllable, like of, I'm going to only open it once. So a good song is a practice is twinkle, twinkle. So grab a puppet, or even just grab your hand if you want to practice. You can just go, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And just go through the whole song that way. Or a lot of other ways, like you can do numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 was the first to have 2, then 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 3 there, 3 syllables, 11. So that makes it believable with your hand motions. So once you kind of got that down, you can grab a puppet, and then you don't want to just be focusing on that completely, because then you're going to look like a robot. Like, hello, I am your best friend. How are you doing today? You know, you want to be able to get by that. So practice with that, and then once you're feeling comfortable with that, just talk to someone, or even talk to yourself, kind of have a conversation with a puppet. And another key thing with a puppet is eye contact. You don't just want a puppet completely staring at you and freaking people out, because that's kind of creepy and eerie. And in real life, you don't just stare at someone, you know, you don't just sit there and stare at someone. Like, that's just creepy. So think of how a real person would. And also, another key, I mean, I know I'm running through a lot, so I'm kind of crashing. I'm not really good at tutorials, so I might have to do a couple, or even tell me, leave comments on this and what you think of this and how I should do this stuff. We're going to do all kinds of stuff on this channel, but I kind of want to do a lot of how-tos and how to do puppetry and how to edit and all kinds of stuff. But back to the puppet, eye contact is important, so what you want to do is kind of always be looking around like a real person would. And when someone's talking, look at them, listen, nod. So be like, hello, Bellflower, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. And then make sure they're alive, so not dead. So dead is then what I mean is just still, just kind of dead alarm, limp. You're losing your height of your puppet, and you're kind of leaning, and you're just not real. So that's key. You want to make sure that they're looking around, they're in the environment that they're in, and they're reacting to things. There should be no script to your performance. It should just be, let the environment control it, and when you're talking, I mean script not as in like, you might have a script for a play, but it shouldn't always be the same, because no scenario is the same. You know, there's going to be different people around you with different noises. So if a puppet hears a noise, make them react. If someone breaks a dish, you go, oh, did you hear that? I just heard something. Even, you know, that's puppetry. Let them be real. They're in their environment, reacting to their environment. So looking, breathing, reacting, anything that happens, they react. Now another key with puppets is keep them straight. I always picture it as my elbow is like the bottom of my puppet. You know, their butt, their rear end. So if that's the way you want to think about it. So now if, as a real person, you're always perpendicular, you know, you're straight down. You don't want to have your puppet be like this and be like talking, because look at their body. They're like leaning out, and that doesn't make any sense. That's not realistic. Unless you want them crawling or something, then that would make sense. But if other than that, you want them walking, the elbow should be straight. And if you can't, to the point where you can't keep that elbow straight, you need to move your body. So let's say I'm at a background, and if I can get below, let's say I'm down here, and I want to keep my puppet straight walking. So to the point, I'm going to have to keep my elbow straight. So at all points, I want to keep this puppet straight, you know, to a degree. So it looks realistic. Because if I'm going like this, let me get back up and show you. If I'm going like this, puppet, yeah, the puppet's the same height, but look at his body. It doesn't, that's not natural. And that's the other thing, and then when we get to height, you're going to want to keep the puppet's height, especially in a video. Like you see, we'll do a lot of videos. Let's see if I have another puppet here. I'll grab the monkey from Gliding Land, Rockin' Rockin'. Now let's say they're having a conversation. We don't want one of them to start losing their height. Like they're in sinking sand. Like, oh no, Rockin' Rockin', you're dying on me, help me! You want them to keep, like they're on solid ground. It's not going anywhere unless there's an earthquake, and there's not. So we want them to be, you know, walking around like, try to keep the right height. And keep it consistent. So if you have to just kind of judge by your environment or by the camera, because I'm looking at the camera right now and I can kind of see myself, so just keep them the same height. A lot of people have a tendency to lose their height and be stuck there, like, what happened to me? I'm short. Or get really high and their arm's showing, I've gotten something out of height. So keep their height consistent. So that was a couple things. I know I'm going through a lot. But first of all, you want syllables on the mouth. But like, hello, how are you doing today? I'm Bellflower and I'm doing fine. And then you want to keep her alive, moving, not ridiculous, not like, how are you doing today? I'm fine. That's not realistic. And now, another point I wanted to make is on puppetry, a lot of puppeteers will tell you to accentuate the head with each movement. So you're like a lie, like, hello, how are you doing today? So what you're doing is you're pumping your mouth out, like that. You're like, hello, I am fine. Are you fine? I don't really like that because that's not realistic and that doesn't look real to me. So from what I would teach someone to do with puppetry is, for myself included, is just do it like I'm talking. My head's going like this. I'm not like, how are you doing guys? Hello. I'm just pretty much composed. I'm moving a little bit, but I'm pretty much in my zone. I'm not coming out of it. Whereas a lot of people will grab a puppet and the puppet's going to be all over the place. It's just going to be going like, hello, I'm a puppet. I can fly. I can jump around. But that's not realistic. So let's try to keep them realistic. Unless you've assigned them a superpower for your puppet, then you can do that. But if you want people to believe your performance and believe that the puppet's real, at least for a moment, then you're going to have to make sure all the attributes of reality play a part in the performance. So keep them in their zone. They're going to talk very solemnly, and reactions are very different. Where's let me grab 1 second. Sorry about that. I just wanted to grab a puppet to show you how subtle, I grabbed one of my favorite puppets, Bozo the Bear from Gliding Land. Oh, hi guys. Hey, wait, am I in the video? Yes, you are, Bozo. Oh, wow, look at that. So what I do with Bozo is he's not super animated, but there's just like Kermit the Frog. If you watch the Muppets, you'll see he's like a sock puppet animal. What I call my sock puppet is the mouth is basically a sock because you can move it in or out, and you can do it gives you a lot of control over the feelings and what the puppet's thinking and how it acts. So very subtle movements, and I can make the puppet do a lot and say a lot, but I don't have to move much at all. I could be like, oh, hi guys, how are you guys doing? And you're kind of getting the impression that Bozo's sad. Are you sad, Bozo? Well, I am kind of sad. I was trying to ride my bike today, and I fell and I skinned my knee, but you don't have any knees. I know! That's what's weird about it. I skinned something that's not even there. But you see how I'm not going crazy on the puppet. I'm not all over the place. I skinned my knee! Oh, I skinned my knee. And you're already getting the impression he's sad just by looking down, looking solemn. He sighs. You know, he can breathe. And, he moans. I'm kind of sad. But I'm not going crazy. I'm not pumping myself. The mouth's barely moving. But it's realistic. You're believing the performance, I hope, a little bit. Especially kids, because that's how humans act, and your puppet should act as human-like as possible. Not to the point of creepiness. Not to the point of creepiness? You don't want to creep people out. That's very much true. Oh, very much true. So, that's just a little bit on that. Now, let's say we have a puppet that doesn't have a mouth, like Rockin' Rockin'. Now, you're going to have to do a little more, I guess, animation with them to make up for no mouth movement. So, luckily with this one, I have eyes that I can make open and close. Whoa! Whoa! But he's gonna be a lot more animated. You're gonna have to make up for no mouth movement because he can't talk. But I'm gonna make him talk, but when I do, I'm gonna make his body move so you believe he's talking. Like, oh yeah, I'm rockin', looking for bananas. Have you seen a banana? I haven't. I want a banana right now. So with puppets that don't have any mouth movement, you will have to be a little more animated, but not to the point of being ridiculous. So yeah, just to kind of do a recap on our video puppet tutorial, you want to make sure your syllables are matching. So for every syllable, the mouth moves. Hello guys, I am Bozo. And you can cheat a little bit for like supercalifragisticexpialidocious. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Supercalifragisticexpialidocious. And just a lot of little these will make a difference, and it'll look believable. If you can get away with like saying a string of syllables all together really fast, just barely move your mouth like supercalifragisticexpialidocious, then you can get by with that. But on like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you can't. You gotta be exact on syllables. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So on your syllables, you gotta make the mouth move. You want to keep the elbow down and straight, so that's his butt. Always picture that as your butt and keep him straight in his world. You want to keep his height consistent, so he's not sinking. Whatever his height is, keep it. So he's walking around and keeps the height. When he walks, you want to kind of give him a little bob, you know. He's not just floating. No levitating here. And then on the mouth movements, you want to keep it believable and still, and you want him to react to his environment. So you're like, oh, you're waving at me, and be willing to come out of your zone, of your script. Say you have a certain performance with a script and you want to stick straight to it. Be flexible. Be willing to come out of it. If something happens out of the ordinary, or a kid just starts talking to you, or there's something funny and you're improvising, feel free to improvise a little bit, because that's what makes puppets so much fun. You can do anything and make them do anything, and everything happens. So puppetry is awesome, and I hope you try it out. And if you already have, then comment below and tell me what you think, and comment below anyway, and hopefully subscribe to our channel, and we'll have many more tutorials and fun stuff coming soon. So yeah, alright, bye guys.